What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 9 of the Boot Room News and Rumor Report. I'm Anthony.
I'm Nate Enthusiasm.
And this week, the Champions League kicked back off the first games of the group stage.
I want to be happy.
And also, ESPN FC came out with this is as of September 19th, their power rankings. And I don't know, I didn't see them because every time I clicked the link, it was weird. But Bayern was number 1 in the power rankings. So we're going to give you our top 5s. Probably going to be some differences in there, but we might surprise you who we pick as top 5. And I will read out the couple tweets we got of people who's their top 5s, which made no sense to me, some of them, but whatever, So
I want to make my top 5 right now.
There is that. But yeah,
I just want to say for the record, right now Chelsea's not in my top 5.
They're not my top 5 either.
Yeah.
This week, Champions League kicked back off. We had all the first group stage games over Tuesday and Wednesday. Most results were as expected. Maybe not the score lines were as expected. So let's just go through a couple of them. And I'm not going to read all of them off. We'll just read the big names off. Manchester City, 3-0 to Victoria Pilsen. Bayern Munich, 3-0 over Moscow. PSG, 4-1 over Olympiacos. Real Madrid 6-1 over Galatasaray, which was a surprising score to me because it was in Galatasaray. Man U 4-2 over Leverkusen. Juventus tied with Copenhagen.
Oh yeah, that was one of my kind of like what?
AC Milan Celtic 2-0 to AC Milan. Arsenal won 2-1 over Marseille. Chelsea lost 1-2 to Basel. Barcelona 4-0 over Ajax. Napoli 2-1 over Dortmund. Go Napoli. And that's it. That's all the big games that happened. I mean, you guys are fans of your teams. You know how your team did or how they didn't do. Okay, first off, let's talk about Real Madrid winning 6-1 over Galatasaray. Ronaldo with a hat trick. Benzema scored 2 and Isco scored 1.
Yeah, that was I wasn't surprised, but at the same time, I didn't expect Galatasaray to get stomped like that on their home ground.
I expected this score to be like 2-0.
Yeah.
I didn't think Real Madrid would just be like, okay, enough of this.
Yeah, if a miracle came around, I would have seen a Wesley Sneijder goal or a Drogba goal.
Who scored? I don't even know who scored for Galatasaray.
Some guy in the 86th minute.
Well, I want to see his name.
It starts with a B.
I can't pronounce their name. Is it Yilmaz?
No, it starts with a B.
Bulut. But then Ronaldo scored again. But
with just
literally
crossover.
For the first half, it was close. Isco only scored first half. It was 1-0 going to halftime. And then over a span of 10 minutes, Real Madrid started to win. Yeah. It was 4-0. Benzema scored in the 53rd, then Ronaldo in the 62nd, and then in the 65th. And then no one scored again until Benzema in the 80th. And then that Bulut dude in the 83rd. And then Ronaldo was like, no, I'm not done. And he scored in the 90th. So Ronaldo
crazy goal.
Scored the first hat trick of the Champions League. But not to be outdone, Lionel Messi said, not today, Ronaldo.
But the thing is, like you said in the car, it wasn't as good.
Well, Ronaldo's hat trick wasn't good until the last goal.
Oh, it wasn't.
And Messi's hat trick wasn't good except for the free kick. So it just depends if you like...
The header was nice, though.
But if you like skill goals, Ronaldo had a better one. But if you like a free kick goal, Messi's. I mean...
I didn't see the Messi.
It's kind of just like, right now... I'd put Ronaldo ahead, but they're just like right here. I can't even like really differentiate too much because it's just going.
That's the best play in the world.
It's like I was listening in the car this morning. These two guys are just on another planet.
They are,
and then everyone else is in the really good range, and then that's them. Like it doesn't matter.
The only person closest to them is Gareth Bale. And
then maybe Neymar at some point. Like it's those two are going to be the next them two probably in the world.
Probably, yeah.
But at the same time, it's just kind of like. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I kind of feel bad. Like, Galatasaray did not expect to get their butts handed to them.
Because they put up a semi-fight in the Champions League last year.
Turkey, and Galatasaray is a hard place to play.
Yeah.
For any team. Like, they put up a good fight against... Who did they play last year? It was Man U? No, it was Real Madrid, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And Real Madrid last year didn't do too well. They almost got knocked out.
Yeah, they did.
So that was surprising. Bayern Munich beating Moscow was a handily win. All these people that... I was one at one point saying, I'm kind of skeptical how they're going to play. They just kind of were like, nah, we'll just go out there 3-0 win, easy win, get out of there. Man City, Man City didn't really wake up till the second half.
They're not gonna make it out. Well, they might.
Yeah, they will out of this group
they
stage. They will, and then they'll get knocked out in the next round. But all their goals came in the second half. Edin Dzeko, Yaya Toure, and Sergio Aguero. Let's see. A surprising score for me was 4-2 Man U and Bayer Leverkusen. I thought Man U wouldn't let 2 goals go.
Yeah.
But I think I've said it before. Leverkusen is a bad team. They're just not Manchester United status, you know. In Old Trafford, it's going to be hard to win.
I really don't think they're Champions League success, to be honest with you.
Bayer Leverkusen?
Yeah.
They're good, man. But they're not Manchester United good. It's just
the
luck of their draw, you know, it's just whatever. But PSG over Olympiacos, I saw that coming. Juventus and Copenhagen. I did not see that.
I was like, okay.
I was like, yo, how you gonna buy?
Copenhagen scored first too.
Yeah, you buy 2 good players, strikers, Tevez and this guy Fernando Llorente, and you don't. Did the other room score? No, it was Quagliarella. Napoli being Dortmund. Thank you, Napoli.
Yeah, I don't.
Thank you, dear God.
Is
Napoli.
Dortmund playing any good this season?
They're number 1 in the Bundesliga.
What?
They haven't lost yet. Well, Bayern tied 1, so they're only
I didn't know that.
2 points behind. But like at the same time, Dortmund is a great team. They'll make it out. They'll probably end up making it out of this group stage just at some point. Like I think they'll just take over. They'll click. But Napoli, Higuain, he put in some work.
Yeah.
Who else scored? Oh, Insigne. If you all haven't seen the Insigne goal, we'll watch this later. I don't think you've seen it. It's a free kick. Insigne's free kick goal was amazing. And the only way Dortmund scored was an own goal.
Really?
They got dominated. Well, not dominated, but they had less possession. They had more shots, but less shots on goal.
Wait, do we have a clip of that free kick?
I'll find one. Also, their goalkeeper got red carded. Right, I fell in the 45th minute. He got red carded.
What?
He handballed outside the box. So, Dortmund, like you said, every team has their blips, and we're gonna talk about a team that had a blip, and obviously is gonna make it out of the group stage. Chelsea losing to Basel.
Yeah.
Now, to be honest, I know Basel's a good team. They put up a fight against Man U 2 seasons ago. Last year, they put up a fight against Chelsea last season in the Europa League. But I did not think Basel would go to Stamford Bridge and, listen, in the second half, just say, okay, let's wake up a little bit.
Right.
We've played this team. We know we're not better than them, but we can beat them. And in 10 minutes, it was over for Chelsea.
No, that was just...
And I'm going to say this right now, why Chelsea isn't in my top 5. They have no striker. Attacking midfielders can only take you so far. And that's it. That's all I say. Because every team that I'm going to put has a striker that can score goals. In my top 5.
You took the words out of my mouth. Because...
and I think... I'm not trying to bash Mourinho, but I think what he's done with this team isn't... This team isn't a Mourinho team. They're not a physical...
What I think is...
Put in 1-0 win, defensive work teams. It's a flashy... We have a bunch of small little attacking midfielder players.
Right.
Team.
I think he is still in an experimenting stage before he finds a set group, because all of his lineups have been not completely different, but they've been different each game this season. And something for Champions League, you got to make sure you have a set squad for your Champions League, because that's the most important
squad
out.
And he didn't do that.
And he didn't have John Terry out there. He didn't.
Mata wasn't out there.
He had Willian starting. You just can't throw him. Yeah. Mata's on the bench. You can't just throw him out there, William.
And I think, I'm not trying to say, they should hit the panic button already. Because, they're number one. No, not number one, but they're in the top half, top couple of the Premier League there. Going to make it out of this group stage. I think where you hit panic mode, though, is they lost this game. Okay, that's bad. If they somehow lose the next game, all right, we got to really start thinking what's happening with this team. Because you look at all the other teams that we expect to do. Bayern did good.
Everyone else did good.
Everyone did good
except for Juventus, yeah.
And but yeah, and so that's why I think Chelsea's not in my top 5. Spoiler alert. But that's what I think of the.
Well, they're not in my top 5 either.
That's what I think of the group. The group stage games. Nothing really surprising, right?
No.
So ESPN's FC's top 5 right now in the world. I'm gonna go from 5 to 1. Real Madrid, Napoli, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich. I agree with 3 of the 5 teams that should be on there, not their positions. And then at number 6, you have Arsenal, top 5. Number 5 is Arsenal. They're playing really good. You know, they're second in the league right now, technically, which is amazing. Yeah. You know, coming off of 2 big wins, they beat their rivals in Tottenham, right? Not 2 big wins, because then they beat Sunderland, right?
I believe so.
Well, they beat Sunderland, which was like a 3-0 win. Aaron Ramsey scored 2 goals. Giroud scored 1. And then they come and they go to Marseille and win. 2-1, but it was a penalty kick in the 90th minute. That's how they gave up the goal. Whatever.
Yeah.
They're just playing good. And Ozil coming in, Giroud scoring, Ramsey playing good. You know, Dia Walcott scored a goal. You know, it's looking good right now. How that works out...
Arsene Wenger.
A couple, you know, weeks ahead, you know, Arsenal, you know how Arsenal is. They'll start winning, then they lose, then they win again, then they lose again.
Yeah,
it's like they're up and down. But at the same time, right now, as of the week of September 19th, the day of September 19th, Arsenal's my number 5 team in the world. Give me your number 5. I know who it's going to be.
It's Arsenal. But for most of the same reasons, they just the thing that boosted them to number 5 for me was the addition of Mesut Ozil, and that made an impact from the jump. As you can see from the first game, he did the first goal assist,
a couple of his first passes was an assist. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. First 2 passes were technically assists.
If you guys didn't see his first touch in that assist, he brought it down like on top of his foot over the top ball, just kind of like gifted on the ground, just boop, right in front of
like a cloud,
Giroud.
Just floated right on there. But yeah, obviously he made an impact from the start. I believe in Arsene Wenger, even though I'm not an Arsenal supporter. I just believe that he knows what he's doing, even though we talk about him like, are you out of your mind, blah, blah, blah. And in the back of my head, I think I'm out. You know what? 16 years in a row, Champions League, at least top 3, top 4. He knows what he's doing. So, and he's got all the right pieces together. And if they can stay healthy, then they
can make a title challenge. Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, so that's my number 5.
All right, my number 4 is another English team. It is Manchester United.
Do we? Okay.
Now, Man U. Here's how I put Man U ahead of Arsenal. It is that the fact that Wayne Rooney's starting to score and Robin van Persie's still playing good. That's all That's all they got over Arsenal. Is the fact that their 2 strikers are just when they want to play together, and they're on point. One of them scores 2 goals, one scores 1. One scores 1, another scores 1. Like, doesn't matter. You can't be stopped, They're the best striker duo in the world, if they're on point. Now, they're not always on point. Wayne Rooney's moody.
90% of the time, they're not on point.
Yeah, usually RVP's just out there scoring all the goals, and Wayne Rooney looks depressed. But Wayne Rooney put the headband on, started to score some goals, play better.
LeBron.
Yeah, it's not. You gotta need to pull it back though. He don't have a hairline. He's like LeBron. He needs to pull that back up to here. But they're playing good. You can't discount that Manchester United is going to be in the title race. They're going to be probably favorites really still for the title. I mean, just regardless of who everyone else buys, it's Manchester United.
You already have silverware this season.
And you just think about it. They started the players they need to start in this game, and it worked out for them. They had Kagawa was in with Rooney and RVP.
I'll talk about him.
And it worked.
Yep.
Fellaini was in. Did good. I think Carrick was in. Did good. You know, you get all these players that like you needed to play good, and you put them together. I think David Moyes figured it out. He's like,
this is how
we can score 4 goals. All right, in the Champions League, every week. You know, barring injury, rotation. Still, I think that lineup is good. I don't think it's Champions League winning good, but at the same time, I think it's very good and formidable, and you can make a lot of surprises. But I still don't think they get to the semifinals of the Champions League. But they're playing really good.
My number 4 is also Man U, mainly because they started Shinji Kagawa. Shinji Kagawa, when he was on international leave, he started talking smack. He was like, yo, they're not playing me. Play me, see what happens. They played him for nothing. And I agree with the striker duo, best in the world when needed, that 10% of the time. Mainly, RVP's done most of the work, but when Rooney shows up, he shows up when he, not when he needs to, because there's some times when you're supposed to show up and you don't. Right. And it's not only at their striker duo, their whole striker set is so deep. where you can take anyone off the bench in any league game, whether it's League Cup, FA Cup, Premier League, and you still have a chance of winning the game. Yeah. If RVP and Rain Rooney are injured, you have Chicharito that can... Chicharito, he sucks for his national team, but he can come out of nowhere and score like a hat trick.
Yeah.
Against
Danny Welbeck, I mean, he can head the ball.
Danny Welbeck, and you got Zaha, who's
kind of young, late, and
he's on a bench.
But if you need him, you can bring him in.
Exactly. So the fact that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikers, and we have 0, as Chelsea has 0. Obviously, I'm putting Man U, and everyone from Carrick to Fellaini to De Gea when he shows up. You know what De Gea can do.
De Gea saved things with like weirdest body parts imaginable. His ear saved like a header off like a corner. Like, it was just some,
Like when needed, he's really, really good. So,
and like I said last year, which apparently the Premier League didn't agree with me, De Gea, goalkeeper of the year last year in the Premier League. They said it was Cech. I said it was De Gea.
I would say Cech because De Gea did most of the great work during Champions League.
Yeah, but he also brought him to a title.
Not alone. I mean, he was like...
but their defense sucked last year. Vidic was
but RVP, Golden Boot, Chicharito had
but really, without his goalkeeping, you had any other goalkeeper, like their backup, Lindegaard, they probably wouldn't have won it. It would have been City or Chelsea.
Not Chelsea.
I mean, they would have given up too many goals.
Yeah.
De Gea had his coming out party. I think he was the best goalkeeper. Right now, he's not the best goalkeeper in the Premier League, but...
No, it's still...
Mignolet.
Yeah, Mignolet is beast. He still hasn't allowed a goal,
Is that your number
right?
4? Yeah, we have the same
that's my number 4.
I looked at your list. Our number 3 is also the same. Barcelona is my number 3 team. And you can't discount Barcelona's always going to be in it. Yeah. Every year, Barcelona is a favorite to win a Champions League, to win every trophy they're in.
They're like the Broncos.
You cannot like say, oh man, Barcelona's not going to win it this year. You know why they're might win it this year? Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, Neymar, the flopper Sergio Busquets, who's good when he wants to be. Valdez ain't playing bad, but he's still Victor Valdez. They don't have a defense. That's the only thing about Barcelona. Their defense is bad.
They're slow.
And when you start to play, they played Ajax. I'm not going to put too much stock in them playing Ajax and giving them a butt whooping, but. They're slow. So when they get to we're really testing now to see when they get to the fast teams. When you get to your AC Milan,
Celtics,
when they get past the group stage, like your Napoli, say, like on this list. Real Madrid, Bayern, fast teams. They got decimated by Bayern last year because Bayern was fast.
Yep.
So I see Barcelona. Like I said, they're not. I'm not going to discount that they're them and. Whoever my number 2 team are very close in comparison here, of why I think they can win it, because they're just always going to be in it. But yeah, Barcelona's my number 3. It's really just on the back of Lionel Messi, because I can't put any Lionel Messi-led team lower than 3.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't care who else he has on his team. I'd be like, well, Lionel Messi's on that team, man. He might just win the game for him. So that's my number 3.
Might flip that switch on. Number 3 for me is Swansea City. Because no, I'm kidding. Barcelona. Shout out to Swansea City though, winning in Europa League. Yeah. So goes for Barca for mainly the same thing. We basically have the same top 5. Just letting you know. Spoiler alert. Barcelona number 3 for Messi. Iniesta, Xavi,
everyone,
Neymar, the whole freaking team. Do I even need to explain? Because everything, I mean, it's Barcelona. You have an all-star squad with the exception of the defense or your back line, which I mean, it's great. It's great, but
they're slow.
I can run faster than them. Granted, I'm not going to score the goal. Torres it, but I can still get past BK. I can still get past Puyol. I can still get past.
I don't know who else on that team. Well, Jordi Alba's fast, but he's out for a couple months. So Mascherano. I don't know who their other backs are. That's it. I only know 4.
So I mean, it's just and Val. I mean, I can probably get the ball past Valdez, but
sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Valdez is up and down. He's like the Torres of goalkeepers. My number 2. You're gonna be surprised by this. It's not Real Madrid. It's Bayern Munich, and I'm saying this right now because I said this in our Champions League preview. Bayern Munich played good. They played. We're gonna win 3-0 easy. Pass the ball around. We just do what we do. But They're like Chelsea, but better right now. Experimenting.
Yeah.
Pep is like, we're going to put Philip Lahm at CDM, and we're going to play with no Dante. We're going to put in Daniel Van Boyten, and we're going to put Kroos in there, not Götze. We're going to put you over here and over here. We're going to put no striker, play with a striker sometimes. They're testing it out. And until Bayern sets their lineup, that was when I'll put them at number 1. Because right now, all the testing, once he stops testing, I'll put them at number 1. Because
my number 2 is going to be Real Madrid. Granted, they have all the pieces of the puzzle, but they lost the big puzzle piece when they lost Ozil. And if it weren't for him, they would have been my number 1. But I'll talk about the number 1 in just a moment. They have Ronaldo. They have Bale. And that alone, a lot of people would say, "Oh, you should put them at number 1." But they're on the wings, and you have who's on the front?
Benzema right now.
Benzema.
That's it. All he has Benzema.
Who is, granted, he had a great Champions League. But he's on and off. He's inconsistent. He's not. He doesn't constant fire. Casillas is injured again, but you have Diego Lopez as backup, which is good. You got a murderer. You got
Sergio Ramos.
You got
blonde-haired Pete, like
God.
Spanish,
did he still have the blonde
Spanish
hair?
Cisco.
Does he still have the blonde
hair?
hair?
I don't know, but I'm gonna call him Spanish Cisco now.
Cisco.
Marcelo.
Xabi Alonso. Kadira. Isco. Like, you got all these people. You got you have a great, amazing squad, and you are going to run through Champions League. You're going to run through until you run into my number 1 team. But the fact that you lost Mesut Ozil takes that number 1 credibility away from you and makes it not a close number 2. It's a normal number 2, number 1. It's not even close to me because my number 1 is they're too good. I love them.
Here's why Real Madrid is my number 1. Real Madrid, I understand. Like, I lamented the loss of Mesut Ozil because Mesut Ozil is Mesut Ozil. Everyone knows what he brings to the package, but at the moment, Isco is playing out his freaking mind. He scored in his debut for Real Madrid. He scored in this Champions League game for Real Madrid. He's setting people up. He's looking like, right now, I'm not saying he's better than Mesut Ozil, but he's looking like improved Mesut Ozil for them because he's scoring goals too. Now, how long he can carry that on, I don't know. You know,
it's going to
fall off. Yeah. But that's why I'm saying, for now, they're number 1. Because you also got Ronaldo scored hat tricks, getting paid money, and just having that confidence renewed in himself.
Right.
And in the club backing him. You got Benzema scoring 2 goals. I think he's going to have an up and down season, but I think he'll get double-digit total goals for the season.
Yeah, of course.
Bale's, he's hurt. He came off the bench, but he scored his debut. Once he gets in there clicking, we already see now they can play together. I mean, they tied whoever the heck they played, Getafe or whoever the hell it was. But at the same time, they're clicking. You know, you got 2 of the best goalkeepers in the world, Casillas and Diego Lopez. Your defense is pretty good.
Solid D.
Your defensive midfield is also really good. I mean, Xabi Alonso's hurt now, but you still got Kadira.
It's out for 3 months, right?
Yeah, you still have Modric. Never forget Modric.
Oh, yeah. That doesn't make it number 1 to me.
Di Maria and Gareth Bale, you switch out on the wings. They got that Ilir Remende guy who hasn't played down the thing. But at the same time, you know, there's just a bunch of, like, Real Madrid right now, I could see run through any team in the world. Just out of sheer scariness right now. Because I don't think Bayern would be scared of them. But at the same time, I think Bayern wouldn't know what lineup to put out right now to beat them. So that's the only reason I put them at number 1. Like I said, Bayern is right there. Once they figure it all out, the number 1. But right now, Real Madrid, they don't have to figure it out because they have a person who has it figured out. Because Ronaldo can literally just be like, "No, I'm going to win the game today."
Yeah, that's true.
Like, he could be down 4 goals going to halftime and be like, "No, I'm going to win the game. I'm going to win the game right now. Yeah, I'm not playing this today." Like, that's the only reason I put them number 1 right now. Because him as a one-man team right now can beat any team in the world. But once other teams catch up and figure out how they want to play, because a lot of these teams we talked about have new coaches, except for Arsene Wenger.
It's forever. He's Arsenal forever.
Yeah. I mean, they'd still beat Arsenal, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why Real Madrid is number 1. Ronaldo take over the game. They're just looking too good right now.
Number 1 for me is Bayern. 1, because I don't believe in one person taking over a complete game. I think, even though it is possible, I I don't think Ronaldo can single-handedly, it has to be some kind of help, single-handedly take over a game. And number 2, no one can stop Bayern no matter what kind of squad they have out.
Well, Bayern on their best day, no one stop. I'm gonna give you that.
Yeah,
no
that's
one
what
can
I'm saying.
stop
Like,
Bayern on their best day.
No one can stop Bayern. Even with you said they're experimenting just as much as Chelsea is. If they're experimenting just as much as Chelsea is, granted 1 draw, but they're technically averaging winning by at least 2 or 3 goals a game. Who can stop them? Like, they can easily put 7 up with their best squad. They can easily put 7 up on Barcelona. Okay. They can easily put 4 or 5 up on Real Madrid. They can do anything right now. They're the best team in the world. As a Chelsea fan, you're my boy. I know you love Bayern. I'm telling you right now, they're the best team in the world.
Well, they beat Chelsea. They shouldn't have beat Chelsea, and they found a way to win.
And they found a way to win.
Yeah, I mean, I give you that because that's just ridiculous. But
even seeing them play, even though it's kind of like a Hall of Fame game, because that was the only legitimate Barcelona Bayern game. Yeah,
it's gonna happen maybe the whole season.
Yeah. The only Bayern game I've seen this season. Just knowing from what you said and knowing from what was on the squad, you didn't really lose anyone in the squad. You gained people, and you guys were the best team in the world last year. So, and that is it for episode 9 of the Group Rumors News and Rumor Report.
We will be out of commission next week.
We will see you in 2 weeks. Like us on Twitter, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook. Comment, subscribe, all that other good stuff on YouTube, even though you probably won't, but we still love you anyway.
I'm going to get some shout-outs real quick from Twitter. At FCPorto009, or 099, I'm sorry. These are the 3 people that actually replied to my who are the top 5 teams in Europe on Twitter. Yeah. So FCPorto099, I'm not going to read off your top 5 because it was bad, but still.
God.
How do I say this? At AKB_BEHBEHANI. I don't know how to say that name. But your top 5 was... You didn't have Bayern Munich in there. Come on, man. And Abraham Hernandez at Abraham FHCA. Your top 5 was actually pretty good with the exception of Roma. Don't want to criticize y'all too much. One person at Porto was number 2. I'm going to say that.
And, of course, our weekly shout out to Ethan. How are you?
Yeah, Ethan. I'm going to flash your name on the screen like I did last week. But, yeah. So, like he said, do all the social network stuff. 2 weeks, we'll be back. Next week, I don't know what type of video will come out at some point while I'm at home in California.
It'll be, I know in 3 or 4 weeks, we'll be talking about the World Cup qualifiers. The last 2 games before the playoff. That's going to be interesting.
Please don't bash my Arsenal shirt. We are balling. You people bash us. I'm going to be like...
I can't even...
All I'm going to do is I'm going to put a picture of Ozil. I'm just going
to... just of his eyes.
You'll know it's him. I'll just put a picture of eyes and just be like, oh, dude.
You should just change the TVR avatar to the eyes. For a day.
But, yeah. So...
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We will see you all in 2 weeks. I'm Anthony.
I'm the Enthusiasm.
See you guys in 2 weeks.